Hello and welcome to a new video. Today I am taking the Segway P65S scooter out for a ride. And I think this is a new path. Not sure where this goes. Oh, I don't think I've gone through here before. So I started off of Lexington Road. And I'm taking this path to get up here a little bit. This is interesting. I think the last time I came through here, this was not here. This is pretty new. But this is going through the Beargrass Creek Greenway area that kind of you access off of by the intersection of Grinstead and Lexington in Louisville, Kentucky. Because my goal was to try and so it's a new loop that goes through there. Okay, so now I'm back to the normal path. So the Beargrass Creek Greenway, the other route, so at the very beginning of that, when I kind of turned left and stayed up on the higher ground portion, that bypassed some of the area behind the MSD water plant stuff where the path is really rough and kind of broken up and muddy. So this kind of bypasses that and takes you to the path a little bit further down. So that's pretty nice. I'm running two cameras, the GoPro Hero 11 Black and the GoPro Hero Max on top of my helmet, the 360 camera. And this path, continuing along here, will eventually come out on Spring Street. And it's a pedestrian path. People come through on foot, on bikes, on scooters. There's a creek that runs alongside it, Beargrass Creek, which is over to the right, which hopefully I can get a decent shot of with the 360 camera. Some low-hanging branches, so if you're riding a scooter and you're not 4'5" or something, you'll have to duck. Yeah, there's Beargrass Creek over to the right. Ugh. And in the Segway P65S, I haven't really tried to do a long distance run on this, so I wasn't sure exactly. You know, they have the estimated range that they give you, but I haven't actually tested it out all that much myself. So I figure I'll do a ride. I guess I can go down to the riverfront area by the Ohio River and cross the Big 4 Bridge, the pedestrian bridge, over into southern Indiana on this. It's a route that people that ride bikes, electric bikes, or just run or jog, probably well aware of that path and where all that goes. But I don't know that I've taken a scooter that way anytime recently, so I'll take this. And this right now is running alongside Interstate 64. Which is over to the right. And this is somewhat approaching Melwood Avenue, which is road that'll be coming up here. Yeah, this is a pedestrian path that you can take, because there is also a bike lane that's on Lexington. The problem is it's one of those bike lanes where it's just a couple of lines painted on the side of the road. And there's a lot of junk and debris that gathers in those from time to time. So when you go through, there can be a lot of sand and dirt, broken glass, all kinds of stuff you don't want to go through. So you can go through the Beargrass Creek Greenway, which is the path I just went through now, that bypasses all of that. And it's not perfectly smooth, the new pavement. There's that part of it at the beginning that seems to be new. That's pretty smooth and pretty nice. But a lot of the rest of the path is pretty bumpy. And not exactly a luxury path. And one downside to this Segway scooter, the P65, it does not have suspension. So you do feel all of the bumps. As opposed to where if you had full rear and front suspension, it wouldn't be nearly as bad. But not a lot you can do about that. And then people pull up through the place you're technically supposed to stop your bike. Yeah, see, that's an intersection where they actually have a spot when you're on bikes, or I guess if you're on scooters or e-bikes or whatever too. They have part of the intersection where there's a green box, which is where you're supposed to pull up on your bike to stop. Basically, so that if you're on a bike and the light turns green, somebody doesn't turn right on top of you if you're going straight. But nobody realizes that is what it is or adheres to that, so it's in theory useful, not so much in practice. Okay, well, they were going left, so no big deal. It's people going through on e-bikes. And two, on this ride, I'm using a different camera and audio setup than I've been using a lot recently. Instead of having a full face helmet that has a chin piece and having the mic inside of that, I'm just using the media mod on this GoPro and using the rear microphone. It has the wind muff thing on it, so hopefully that blocks off enough wind noise that it's tolerable. And this is going past Lynn Family Stadium, which is where the Louisville City FC soccer club plays. And this is kind of on the outskirts of downtown Louisville. This is a little bit down the street from the skate park. And so that's where the soccer club plays. And then off in the distance is downtown Louisville. the skyline that is really only impressive and considered the big city if you're from a pretty small area. It doesn't have many buildings. There's a lot of cars down here. Not sure if there's some kind of event going on. Ugh. I meant to lock in the exposure on these cameras before I started so they didn't fluctuate the settings as I'm riding along, but I forgot to do that, which isn't a big deal. It just means when you go through dark stretches, the camera will increase the sensitivity to light. Son of a... Nobody knows what they're doing. So no scooters. I guess you're not supposed to take these on here anymore. Well, I guess I'll adhere to that. Okay, well, since the last time I've come down here, they have signs about not taking scooters or skateboards or what have you on the bridge, which I'm not sure. I guess that applies to this kind, the electric kind. So I guess the only thing you can really take on there anymore is bikes. But trying to be a good citizen and ambassador for riding electric stuff, I'm not going to go and test the boundaries of that. So now I'm just kind of going back towards downtown Louisville. Some kind of event going on down here. So I will not be going to Indiana. But now over to the left is Louisville Slugger Field, where the Bats baseball team plays. Oh. Yeah. Oh, so now I'm heading towards Market Street, which is the way I'll go to get back. So when we get back here on Market, there are at least bike lanes. So now I'm entering into the area that's known as Nulu. Now I've gone through here before on different rides. This is where all the bike lane is next to cars that are all parked at varying levels out into the street, making the bike lane incredibly dangerous to use. And I'll go this way. So I've come through here a lot before. So now I'm going down Clay Street. And then this is Jefferson Street. I'm making my way back to streets that will go towards Bardstown Road. So this is Liberty Street. Looks like there's been some fresh blacktop going down. And this takes me back to Bardstown Road. So I'll get back to, or Baxter Avenue, sorry, it's the Baxter Avenue side. So once I get back there, I'll wrap the video up. So I've gone, yes, before I wrap up, I'll check what the battery life on the scooter is and how many miles I've gone. To the left is Fall City Beer Brewery. So I guess the moral of the lesson is they've changed the rules on what you're allowed to take across the Big Four Bridge. Not sure what the strictness of the enforcement level is, but if you've got a bike or an e-bike, you're probably okay, but anything else looks to be outside of the rules, which they may actually be enforcing during the middle of the day on a busy Saturday, which it is today. And this is not exactly a small, tiny scooter for a kid that they probably wouldn't care about. This is a larger one for adults. It has mirrors and turn signals and everything. But yeah, so it's the Segway P65S. Started out on the Beargrass Creek Greenway and went on Pope Street down by the Big Four Bridge. That was not something I'm supposed to go on, I guess, anymore, so I went back down through downtown, and now I'm on Baxter Avenue. So before I wrap up, like I said, well, I will check real quick. So I have gone, so my watch says 9.7 miles. I did about a mile before it started recording, so about 10, close to 11 miles. And I've got 70% battery left. I started with this at 100%. I drove a bit of this in the eco mode, where the top speed is 12 miles per hour. So that is, part of the range. You're supposed to be able to get a maximum of 40 miles using the eco mode, and then if you're using the sport mode at top speed, you get about 20, about half that. And then if you use the drive mode, you get a little bit more, like 28 or so. It's a little bit less power, top speed a little bit lower. So if you mix those modes all together, you can get anywhere between 20 to 40 miles. But yeah, so I was taking the Segway P65S out for a ride. Until next time.